everyone to the Governance, Communications and Human Resources Committee public session here on November the 21st. And would welcome anyone. We have one person in the audience there, and those online to this committee. I don't. If I could have attention, please.
Kevin and Paula.
Oh, sorry. Sure.
Thank you.
So we'll just have to regularize.
You can have your discussion later. Thank you.
Sorry. Kevin's.
We're live on stream, so we just want to make sure that.
Are any deputations today, Mr. Chair?
No deputations today. We just have the agenda there in front of you. First, I'd like to ask if there are any declarations for conflict of interest, anyone needing to declare. If not, I would note that there are no conflicts of interest. I would ask for a motion to accept the consent agenda, and if there's anything that anyone wants to hold on that, please identify that item. If there are none, I would ask someone to move.
I'll move approval of the agenda.
John, thank you. Seconder?
Give it to Paula.
Paula, you're going to second the accepting the...
I will.
Thank you.
I'll even vote for it. How's that?
Thank you very much. All those in favor, motion carried. Item number 3, there's a report on the board-related policies, code of ethics and conduct, and board of directors. So if you turn to item number 3. And I'll ask Dara to speak to this item.
And it's a very brief matter. There was a request made by the committee that we bring the policy back to the committee's attention at a subsequent meeting of the committee. And so you have before you a report that simply provides the committee with the copy of the policy that was approved by the board on April 15th of this year. We're not making any recommendations in the report as to any action related to the policy. We're simply providing it to the committee for its attention.
I would ask for any questions on that, but first, I just my own comment is, as you know, there are a lot of policies. I just would like to ensure that on an annual basis we make sure that these policies, the important policies around ethics and code of conduct, are brought to the attention of board members, because we have a lot on our agenda, and sometimes people tend to forget these very important policies that have been approved, but perhaps aren't as highlighted as they should be. So, questions?
Actually, just for clarification on that, before you get to questions, if I might. So in terms of, would you like management to go through the key policies and on a, because we could do it at the first of the year, it's probably an ideal time, and recirculate those to the board? And
just to draw that to their attention, just
okay, good.
Those important policies that we need to keep in mind, but are not necessarily debated on a...
Okay, I will ask Dara to do that.
Thanks. Yeah, Paula.
I never know. Is this on? No? Yes? I'm just interested in making sure that the best practice that's been identified in the Tories report and also is in here, that we're able to capture that and make sure that we do have the best practice in here. So I note that one of the earlier ones had whoever wrote this, I forget the law firm. What was the law firm that wrote this?
The firm that we consulted with in relation to this policy was Paltry Law. Paltry?
Palteroff.
Patry Law. P-A-T-R-Y Law.
Oh, okay. Because the original had in it that counselors could not use GCHC to improve do anything. It was unbelievable that that was actually written down. It came out, but I also, of course, made me a little suspect of everything that they wrote at that point. So I don't know if they put that in or staff here at TCHC put that in.
But it's not in now, right?
No, I understand, but I'm interested in how it got there. I mean, how it ever got to be circulated is a question in my mind. And I'd like the answer. It was very strange.
So I can look into that question and report back to the committee at a subsequent meeting as to the origin of that language. It may be that it's a report that requires some legal advice. It may be that the report back is appropriately in camera on that basis
That's
to
fine.
spell that
I just want
out.
to know where that
Sure.
came from and how that got in there. And then I'm looking on attachment 1, page 6. This board of directors is in place of the shareholder. We have no other existence other than representing the shareholder, the sole shareholder, who could, quite frankly, represent themselves should they want, or simply have this under their own jurisdiction. I do not find that kind of woven through this anywhere.
I wonder, since we're
Problem.
going to review the ombudsman and the TPA report, whether obviously when we have a chance to examine that and any recommendations from the ombudsman, we can reflect back on this to see what impacts any recommendations she might make on this policy. Is
Yeah,
that?
and I know we're an Ontario Business Corporation, but we are an Ontario Business Corporation with a sole shareholder. So sometimes that relationship isn't as clear. We're acting as if somehow we're General Motors, private board. And so I'd like that clarified a little bit. I think that's a great suggestion, Brian.
Okay.
Great suggestion.
So we will bring this back. Dara can report on how that, and we can also report back on any recommendations the ombudsman might suggest. Are there any other questions?
Really?
No? If I don't have any, we could refer back to the recommendation to receive this report and bring it forward to a future meeting with the information, both with regard to the item that Councillor Fletcher raised, as well as any feedback from the meeting with the Ombudsman. So, moved by Debbie, seconded by John. All those in favor, carried. No further items. I'll ask for adjournment.
Motion to adjourn.
Thanks, John. Seconded by Debbie. Public session is now ended. Thank you.